Welcome to Collecting Chaos Live. Today, I've got a few guests that we're going to talk about some comic books, and that's pretty much it. So I hope you enjoy it, and we'll get started in just a second. If I can figure out where that thing is. There it is. And here we all are.
What's up?
Yes.
Hello.
I may have a mystery guest coming a little bit later. I invited a fourth member to the panel. I don't know if he's going to show up or not. If he does, that's great. And if he doesn't, that's okay too. I'm not going to require anybody to show up ever. Let's see. I think I got a message from him. Nope. The message I got was from Horizon. So anyway,
just me.
it was
just me.
Just Roy. It's nobody important. it was him trying to say, "Hey, I'm trying to get your attention." I was watching a video, so I missed it.
It's all good.
Hello, Darth. Good to see you. Darth is early always. He's always the first one here. He beats us into the studio. Comics, in particular, favorite comics. Do either of you have a comic that you remember from when you were very young, or when you started reading comics that you particularly liked, aside from the one you always talk about? Frank or Patrick, the one you always talk about is, of course, Dark Knight. But there's got to be some earlier than that.
Well, I mean, I started reading, besides like the Little Masters of the Universe comics, that came with the figures. So I guess that would probably be my earliest introduction into like comics, if you want. I consider that
diecast
comics. You know, I think that's fair because those were written specifically for the figures. Growing up, I read more like the mainstream, the G.I. Joe and Transformers, and it took me a while to kind of like wrap my head around, that the comic and the story that you've seen on the television wasn't the same. Kind of like, again, reading the Masters of the Universe comics, it wasn't the same. So, did I answer the question then?
Yeah. Pretty much. How about you, Roy? Do you have?
My oldest brother had a very extensive comic collection, and excuse me, Fantastic Four, Silver Age, some of those original first like 50 issues, epic. I used to love the colors of the covers. Just amazing stuff. And then the great thing was being able to hold them and read them and look at them. And it was the Fantastic Four was the earliest, but then as I got a little bit older, definitely Spider-Man, and being able to actually read on my own and know the stories and learn really, really good stuff. And the early Steve Ditko Spider-Man. Did we lose him?
All right. So, cool. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Horizon Picks, Mr. Patrick Murphy.
It's all good. No, but it was Fantastic Four to start, and then it was like, because that was just like, as a little kid, like the four, they get transform, they turn into four different kind of superpowers, and how fun, and Dr. Doom, and I loved all that stuff. But then Spider-Man was like really the real deal with,
I booted myself. I was trying to show Fantastic Four #1. And
Spider-Man just seemed very real and connectable, and you could kind of relate to him. So that was some of my earliest stuff, pretty much,
For me, it went a little differently. I started reading comics in 1960. Of course, with the one that was given to me, which was from 1955. So I was a DC fan. I didn't have a choice. The comics that were available were DC, Dell. Gold Key wasn't even around yet. So it was DC, Dell, Harvey, Richie Rich, Classics Illustrated. That was my choice of comics back when I first started reading. So I gravitated more to like Green Lantern and Justice League and Superman and Batman, because those were around in 1960. It wasn't until 1961 that Fantastic Four came out, and I never saw it where I bought comics. So I didn't see a Marvel comic until the mid 60s.
Now, did you own those when they came out, Chaos, back then, like FF #1 and whatnot?
No, I bought it later, and then I sold it. But how could I buy it? I never saw any Marvel comics until the mid 60s. Okay. Fantastic Four came out in 61. Spider-Man came out in 62. The Incredible Hulk was 62 or 63. X-Men came out in 63 or 64. So I didn't see those comics. So there was no way for me to buy them. And so, yeah, people get down on me because I'm a DC guy, but I have a good reason for it. That was my earliest exposure to comics.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure if my earliest exposure had been like a Fantastic Four #1 or early Marvels, I wouldn't have cared about DC at all. Well, except maybe Superman. Superman has always been my favorite.
And I could definitely see why. Absolutely.
So that's that's basically what we're talking about, is just comic books in general.
Right.
But there's another thing that struck me before I came on. And there's been a lot of movies based on comic book properties. And everybody loves to talk about their favorite movie that's based on a comic book. And one of my favorite movies that's based on a comic book is actually 300.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I
saw it twice in the theater. It's awesome.
Yeah, it was. It was a really good movie. It's not my very favorite, but it's one of my favorites.
Oh, side note, I do like Mr. Diecast Comics comment there. You, sir. I think that's fair.
Yes, that is very fair. And as soon as you know what?
That is awesome.
I don't have any change. Is that good enough?
Oh. So he gets to do it again one more time.
And just so you know, there it is in the jar.
Oh, okay.
And the jar's far enough away that it won't shatter your eardrums when I drop money in it.
Hey, Misha, thanks for stopping in. Appreciate it. Anyway, sorry to interrupt there, good sir.
Oh, that's fine. That's a good one. I like that. Hi, Misha. How are you today? And Jason's here. Let's see who else is up here. BK is here.
Or to Brooklyn.
No Atlas books today. The Atlas has no movies on them. And I didn't start reading Atlas comics until about the mid 70s. They were already defunct by the time I got a hold of the first one. So anyway, now let's go around. Patrick, what's one of your favorite movies based on a comic book property?
Oh, that's a tough question.
1986 Transformers, the animated only Transformers movie that I really acknowledge.
Well, you got to admit that first live action one was fair.
It was fair, and I did mention this on a live just a little bit earlier tonight.
Yeah.
When the lights dimmed in the theater, and I heard Peter Cullen's voice in surround sound, I cried because it was just so it touched 1986 me.
Yeah, there you
And
go.
then the rest of the movie was there. And I mean, the only saving grace for me in that movie was Peter Cullen's voice. And I know, and that's not to say that if you are a fan of the live actions, I am not knocking that by any means. But, ooh, what do you got there, good sir?
300
It is.
Miller.
It's
Miller
definitely
Varley,
on my
300.
top 5. Chaos. I mean, this is
And chat, you're welcome to answer the same question. What's your favorite comic book property movie?
killer. Love me some Frank Miller. I think
That's one of my favorite Miller stories.
It's my cosplay bucket list.
Although his Sin City was so good. I'm talking about the comics. I never saw the movie. Matter of fact, I didn't know there was a movie until earlier today.
It was out there, you know, but nowhere near as cool and epic as the movie that this was. You know.
Now, my favorite superhero or comic book movie of all time would be Superman the movie, because that pretty much
I kind
showed
of
us that kind of showed us that superhero movies not only could be cool, they could be done well and tell a story that made sense.
I probably saw that 6 times when I was a kid in the movie theater. No joke. I mean, I remember they brought it back to the movies, you know. Judge Dredd. Wow. There were some interesting things about that movie, you know. Superman. Road to
Now, let's flip the coin. The worst comic book property movie, in your opinion, Patrick?
I'm going to pass to Horizon because I probably need a good minute to think about this.
The one that comes to mind, I mean, that one Catwoman with Halle Berry was really bad.
Yeah.
Really bad. The George Clooney Batman movie was really bad. Like really, you know. So I can't really. I would put those in there as some of the worst. Oh my God, he says Mystery Men. That's funny.
Yeah, that was a hilarious movie. I've watched that about 20 times.
I don't know if it's. I know there's a comic of it, but I don't know. I don't think. Well, the figures inspired the comic. So would that question still apply here? I don't know which way we're going. I apologize.
I don't think so. I mean, it was a great movie and it was funny, but I don't think it would really apply.
Okay.
Right.
Because we're talking about movies that are based off of comics, not comic or characters based off of movies.
There was a good the Judge Dredd, the one with Stallone, was horrible, but there was an actually movie called Dredd that came out that wasn't horrible.
Well, I mean, would G.I. Joe would that qualify? I don't know which way that would go.
Which one? What, the Rise?
Well, the toys came first, then the comic, and then the movie. So,
right.
Yeah, I would accept that.
Okay, the live action G.I. Joe, both of them were just, and they had a chance with the second one because it's
there's something worse out there.
I watched the first one.
Bad, but not. I don't think it was like worthy of worse.
Like I said, there's something out there that's worse than G.I. Joe.
I know there's one. I'll yield, but I know there's. Go ahead.
Superman 4, Quest for Peace, right? Yeah, worst original Superman movie.
It
The
had a
one with
good
Richard
part.
Pryor was pretty
It
bad.
had a really good part in that movie. There was an excellent scene in that movie. There were two excellent scenes.
What's
The
that?
opening credits and the end credits.
That was it.
That was it.
I don't remember which way the lettering in 4 went, but I'll give you that. But definitely any end scene where he flies out to space, looks at the camera and smiles, absolutely.
I might have to agree with. I mean, The Dark Knight is definitely up there. It's up there with like 300 in my book. I mean, it has its own creative spin on things, but as far as like being what it is, it was awesome. I mean, it was just an awesome movie.
Okay. My worst comic related movie of all time, in my opinion, Dick Tracy.
Oh, you didn't like that at all, huh?
Okay, Dick Tracy came out in 1990. We saw Superman.
Hmm.
We saw Batman. Then they bring out this campy piece of crap called Dick Tracy that just tries to roll all the things back to the 1960s Batman.
It didn't work.
1960s Batman was great for its time, but it doesn't stand up against the new style of movie they were making. That's why I just yeah, it's terrible. But the toys were cool.
Yeah, they did have some cool toys.
Yeah. So yeah, as far as I'm concerned, that's the worst comic-based movie. But there's some oddball ones that people never talk about. How many people ever talk about what was it? I can visualize the character and I can't think of his name. This is bad.
The one with, how about Shaquille O'Neal as the like
Steel?
That was pretty bad.
I didn't bother watching it.
What about made-for-TV movies?
We can go there.
You go down a whole nother path of
We can
badness.
go there.
Because there were some pretty horrible ones. I want to say there was anyway. None comes to mind.
Like Kathy Crosby's Wonder Woman.
Oh, that was bad.
Which
I
one?
remember that. Kathy Lee Crosby. Black Scorpion. Oh my God. I remember that. Okay, Jason, I love Dick Tracy.
As a kid. Yeah, go back and watch it now. See, I wasn't a kid when that came out. Hi, Kathy
Squirter. KK and KK. KK squared, in effect.
Yeah, it's just movies they're a part of our culture, and so is comics, and they're comics are basically, you can open a comic and you have a storyboard for a movie.
Right. And I get. How do I want to phrase this? Because I'm going to be the odd man out here. I went into. It's no secret that I was not a fan of Infinity War and Endgame, because I keep forgetting that Endgame, the title of the movie. Okay.
They left out the most important character.
Yeah. I mean, I get that they want to do their own thing. They want to own it. They want to, and here's the thing. Cinematically, it was very beautiful. There was a good story there. There was a lot of CGI and special effects and acting and yada yada, the whole nine and blah blah. But it's like, and okay. Aside the fact that the main character was left out, my girlfriend was with me when we seen it, and as soon as figured out. And spoiler alert, I think it's okay to kind of give away some of the at this point. But as soon as it's like, okay, you're going to fix this with time travel.
Oh, so flipper and touche.
Right?
Hey, thanks, Paul. Appreciate that. But as soon as like they're like, okay, we're gonna fix this with time. It's like you have a million other ways to do this. Do something. You've got an entire universe. You could do something different than every other movie, every other sci-fi, every other Star Trek movie, every other. Why time travel? Why?
Because I thought it when I even thought it was funny. Like I remember seeing it the first time and being like, "Oh, so like Tony Stark just like figures out time travel." Like, wow, like that's all they had.
I mean, come on. Yeah. Back to the Future. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
No, we're talking about Infinity Endgame, Paul, with the time travel being the fix to make it right or whatever.
Yeah, you can fix the
Sometimes
universe, just go back in time.
Right.
Well, didn't Superman do that
Yeah.
in the first Superman movie?
Exactly.
He turned time back.
So,
and then he did it again in Superman 2. And then they went back and they tried to take that out, and it still didn't work.
Right.
But
Sorry.
all the Marvel, all the Marvel Cinematic Universe had to do in order to fix their problem was watch Superman, the movie.
Right.
And they went, oh yeah, look, time travel, we got it. And that's probably how they came up with it anyway. They watched the movie.
Right.
I mean, again, it was the production and everything that went into that. I don't want to downplay it. I know there's a lot of fans out there, and I'm not. Please don't think I'm dissing you for liking that. Me personally, I felt there was so much other potential there, and it's like, why are we going down this path again? I'm just rewatching Superman, Back to the Future, blah blah blah. It's like,
and the sad part is in the comics, Captain Marvel isn't even a part of it.
I will say this though, for the Captain Marvel part, and I don't think it gets talked about nearly enough. In small circles, it does. You notice when he had the gauntlet, Thanos, and she actually put some strength on the gauntlet. Like, oh, it's like it gave a moment of pause. Now, why he decided to rip the stone off and use just one stone's power as opposed to using all six, don't ask me. But there is that one part where it's like, oh, hey, I've got the power of the Infinity Gauntlet, but she's actually doing something to this. Oh, it's like sorry, I'll stop.
Yeah.
My name is Patrick.
No, that's something that I had totally missed.
Saying poorly,
because I kind of blanked out all the scenes that she was in my mind.
I mean, true to the comic though, if any one character could go up against Thanos, maybe not her, but the Captain Marvel.
Yes, of course.
Oh yeah. No question.
That's powerful enough. Yes, absolutely. That's why even Brie Larson and I was even like, okay, let's go. And she, kind of kicks some butt and, throws some stuff around and,
There you go. There you go, Patrick.
What's that? Marvel is great besides the Wolverine guy. He's great.
He's funny.
Philly Flipper and Patrick will be meeting in the alley back behind after the
show. Well, and again, did they own the license on Days of Future Past?
I don't think so.
Or was it still under? No,
I think it was still up in the air.
Okay, yeah. So again, another time travel movie, Days of Future Past. And it was out about the same time as.
But that follows the comic a little bit.
Yeah, that one.
It wasn't any better, but it followed the comic a little better.
Yeah, there was some good parts to that, and then some that I was like, ugh,
Jonah Hex. There was a movie with Jonah Hex in it. That almost never gets talked about, and everybody that I bring it up to says what Roy just said. It's quite bad. I loved it. I
You
thought it was
loved
great.
it?
Yeah, I thought it was great because it was Jonah Hex,
Right.
and I'm a Jonah Hex fan. So
No, yeah, no. I saw I did go watch it. I know Megan Fox was in it, and it's just, and what Josh Brolin, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so a good actor, decent actors. It's just tough character to kind of. But again,
Are we still on the worst one subject?
Sure. Yes.
Dolph Lundgren's Punisher.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
I like it.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Okay, Patrick wins.
Yeah, he's Ivan Drago from Rocky. He's not Punisher. Punisher's just got such more of a grit, kind of gangsterish,
Yeah, I think he was diecast.
Yeah.
See?
Hey,
Diecast knows.
Everyone's
Everybody's entitled to their opinion, even
That's
when they're
right.
wrong.
That's right, even if they're wrong.
But the Dolph Lundgren Punisher, that Patrick is not wrong.
Quite bad.
Yes, very, very bad. I watched about the first 20 minutes of it, turned it off, never watched it ever. And I had the DVD. I think I used it for target practice one day.
Oh, that's Wolverine Origins. Philly Flipper. He's not wrong. That one was pretty bad.
It was. I think there was some good parts in it. And I will say this for Wolverine Origins, and I think I talked about this last night on my show. I went and seen that with my son in the little single screen theater. So while yes, it is a bad movie, especially the Deadpool in that, I do have fond memories of who I went and seen that with and that experience that I shared. So I mean, I have been known to kind of like catch clips of it just to give me that nostalgia feeling. So
We never say anything bad about Swamp Thing diecast because it had Adrian Barbeau.
That Swamp Thing was campy good. Yes.
Yes. Wolverine had both the worst of the X movies and the best of the X movies because Logan was incredibly good.
I like that. Yeah.
Mhm.
I think it.
Although I did like all the X-Men movies where Storm was played by Halle Berry.
Glad you had a good time with your son, but that movie was still garbage.
Yeah, I mean, I think there was good parts in that movie. I don't think it was like totally bad, but no, I mean, yeah, but it is what it is.
We all have these connections to different movies that from the people we go with.
Oh no, Joker! I'm sorry. Howard the Duck is a classic.
Worst. Oh yeah. Punisher.
Batman and Robin was pretty bad, and of course Dolph Lundgren's Punisher, we've already decided, is the worst of all time.
We've already decided.
Yes. Well, Patrick and I did. I don't know about.
It's up there. It's up there. I mean, yes.
You mean it's down there?
Isn't there a movie out there that just used the name of the comic character but didn't actually like any reference was? And I wish I could figure out what it is. I know it's out there.
Aside from Catwoman?
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Yeah, used the name, and that was about all that had to do with the DC Universe property.
Something too. Howard the Duck was awesome, Philly. Dolph Lundgren. Yeah. That's pretty bad. Serials from the 40s. Oh, David Hasselhoff as Nick Fury. That was pretty crazy.
Wasn't that made for TV?
Yes.
I think it was.
Yeah.
I've never been able to find a copy of Elektra. So I've never been able to watch that.
Oh,
that was pretty
Electra.
bad.
Wasn't that with Jennifer Gardner?
Yeah.
And that was in like the Ben Affleck
It was
Daredevil
pretty
universe.
bad. Yes.
Forgot
I
about
liked Ben Affleck as Daredevil.
I thought it was okay. I didn't.
And to be honest, I think he was an appropriate actor for it because Daredevil is Ben Affleck's favorite comic book character.
Yeah, and I mean, he got to be a lawyer, I didn't hate the one Ghost Rider was it like Spirits of Vengeance or whatever with Idris Elba was in it. That movie it had Nicolas Cage, but it was the most recent one. That one wasn't horrible. There was some cool.
Had Nicolas Cage, but
yeah,
thank God they never let him play Superman.
Oh yeah. That Ghost Rider wasn't. There was some good parts to that, but I
actually enjoyed the first Ghost Rider. I never saw the second one though.
Yeah, I think it says it's Spirits of Vengeance.
And there's so many comic book movies out there that people don't even know were comic book movies.
Right.
And TV shows too. What was that one? Winona Earp was a TV show. I don't remember one of the cable companies had it on for at least one season. That was based on a comic book, and the comic book was great.
Did you guys like The Incredible Hulk with Lou Ferrigno?
The TV show?
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched it all the time. It was great because it was a comic book related TV show.
I totally watched that.
I got a phone call I got to take.
All right.
Yeah, no,
I was zoned into the Hulk, man. The beginning alone, thought it was Bill Bixby. It was awesome.
Yeah, no, I mean, look at the time. Look at the time when that was produced. I think they did a good job with what they had to work with, and it was made for TV. It wasn't like movie quality. And I mean, I understand like today, like television shows are basically movie quality small productions, but back then it was like what, late 70s when that came out. Yeah, so I mean, I remember watching that with my mom, so I got fond memories there too.
Did you ever watch Greatest American Hero?
I sort of remember that. To give you a like character name besides the Great American Hero and plot line, no, I couldn't. But I know of it.
That was such a great show. I love that show because that was just like the dude just like finds a super suit and like with no instructions. So he's like flying around and like flies into buildings and stuff. He's like, but he's a superhero. It's awesome. It's just such a great idea,
Ever see the Doctor Strange movie from the late 70s? I have not.
I thought the Cumberbatch Doctor Strange was pretty good.
I'm waiting for the Patrick the Voice Murphy comic book movie. His superpowers are gentle whispers that put people to sleep. His sidekick Rainbow could be way cooler than Goose the cat.
He's great. He's got an imagination, that Philly Flipper.
Yeah,
well, but here's the problem.
You can't have a comic book movie without the Penguin.
Excuse me. But I wouldn't want to steal Jen's, warm words of wisdom. I mean that's all hers right there. So
I didn't even know there was a Doctor Strange movie in the late 70s.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Yeah, I don't know. I've come in peace. It was good. That's funny. Wow, Winona Earp was on Sci-Fi Chaos. They ran 3 seasons.
Oh, okay. Went 3 seasons?
Yeah.
Yeah, the comics it was published by Image Comics. It was in the 90s, and I absolutely loved it. I'm going to have to see if I can find those. Winona. The another movie that I enjoyed that was comic related was John Constantine.
Oh, the Keanu Reeves movie.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's decent.
yeah, and that was when Keanu wasn't the most adored person in Hollywood.
Yeah, no, I dug that. It had good special effects.
Well, and he portrayed the character pretty much straight out of the comics.
Right.
Not quite as good as the one that was on TV that ended up in Legends of Tomorrow. But yeah, that John Constantine was perfect. Unfortunately, only went half a season because they canceled it. That's something about demonic things.
Yeah, a lot of times.
They didn't want to have a show about demonic things, but at the same time, there was Buffy the Vampire Slayer and the one that spun off from that, and all these other ones that were this. What the hell?
There's a lot of demonic stuff happening. Yeah. Yes, sir.
What about? I'm not gonna lie. I did a Google, which I don't agree with a lot of the hits here. But what's your thought? And understand that this was not a.
Hey, these boxes are important. But
I'm sorry.
Wheaties.
Billy Flipper said he had to get back to listing Wheaties boxes.
Wheaties.
Yeah, Wheaties boxes are important.
They are. They are. What about the Supergirl movie with Helen Slater?
Ooh.
Helen Slater was awesome. The movie stuff.
Yeah. And the reason I believe, and this is what I've read and gathered, the reason the movie sucked is because it was made with Christopher Reeve was supposed to be in it. Yeah. And a lot of the stuff was filmed, and then they had to go back and redo it. They didn't go back and redo it. They just didn't put him in it. Yeah. And it was half put together, for lack of a better term.
Yeah. And it looks like it.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely showed.
A movie that's near and dear to many of our hearts, the first Star Trek movie. They didn't have a script for like the first half of the movie that was filmed. They didn't finalize the script until they had half of the scenes in the can.
The problem with the motion picture is the motion picture was not supposed to be a movie. It was supposed to be Star Trek II, the continuation, and it was supposed to be for television. And the problem was this little movie called Star Wars.
That blew the roof off of everything.
Yeah.
Change everything.
Did you know that there was supposed to be an E.T. movie, an E.T. 2 movie?
I did not.
Yeah, but it was determined that it wouldn't do anything. They showed parts of it to test audiences who absolutely loathed it. From what I understand, it was more of a horror movie where these aliens intercept E.T.'s message, come to Earth, but not to be friendly, but to enslave the world's population. And they end up calling E.T. to come back to fight them. And it just didn't, no, it didn't get made.
Yeah, that's a big diversion from what ended up happening, right?
Yeah.
You know, kind of one other little side note about Star Trek, the motion picture. If you look, there's early promotion material of the Enterprise, and it has the nacelles of the refitted Constitution class.
Right.
It still has the saucer section of the 60s.
Right.
By the way, side note for the resellers, if you find that out in the wild, you might want to pick that up.
Absolutely.
But like you can see it in some of the early comics or the comics of that era while they were still in pre-production. That was the That was the teaser poster. So I don't know, just a fun little tidbit. I hated. I don't want to say hated. I did not enjoy Star Trek Kelvin Timeline 2. It was basically a reverse Star Trek 2, and it's like,
Yep.
as soon as I figured out, and guy, I did not watch any trailers. I probably didn't even know of its existence till probably about maybe 2 or 3 months before its release. And I went into it, and as soon as I figured out who Cumberbatch was playing, I almost walked out of the theater.
Hi, Perlini.
Because it's like, no, you good sir, you are good in your own right as an actor. You're not him. You are not that guy. It's like, I'm gonna just walk away. Now I tell you, the one thing I will say about the Kelvin Timeline Star Trek, they really did a great casting job. I gotta give them props here. They really nailed the gentleman that they got to play Old Man Spock. That was very spot on, don't you think?
I liked a lot of the casting of those movies. I agree with you.
The best
I
casting they've ever done for Cumberbatch was Doctor Strange.
Yeah, I mean, but him as Khan was just like,
No.
what? You know, like.
No.
And then when he's like, "My name is Khan," and it's like, "Are you gonna cry, dude? What's going on? What just happened?" No. It's like, I'm just like, okay, I was already invested that far, and I'm just like, I literally like, do I go out? I think I actually did go out for a smoke at that point, and like I debated whether it's like, do I want to leave?
Well, I think too, and with Ricardo Montalban's performance and in
Talk about a great actor.
In both the original series and the movie, right?
Yeah.
It's, you're tough act to follow, but I was like, what? I didn't even know that he was in the movie, and then I'm like, oh, really? Oh, like, what are they doing here?
Yeah. That could probably be a whole different show topic. Bad remakes or bad reboots.
Reboots.
I think we would have an easier time. I think the list would be less if it's like good remakes. I think that list is going to be shorter than bad remakes.
Oh, yeah.
See, can I think of any good remakes? The Magnificent Seven.
Yeah.
It's not really a remake.
I like both of those. Yeah.
I watched them back to back just as a comparison and went, wow, the second one is actually almost as good as the first.
Yeah, both really old. Antoine Fuqua did that. Yeah. But yeah, that's a tough one.
I remember we went and seen.
Well, can we do good sequels?
Okay.
I guess not.
We could do. How about you could. I mean, I know, Chaos. You like the Matthew Broderick, Godzilla movie, but what about?
No, I took it as what it was. It's not so much that I liked it. It's not a Godzilla movie. It's a giant iguana movie.
Right.
Who happens to have nuclear halitosis.
Right. But the remake, the movies that have come out, I think there's some merit to those.
There's a lot of people that think that the King Kong movie from the 90s was great. I'm sorry. It didn't have the scream. It did not have Fay Wray's scream. Without Fay Wray's scream, it's not King Kong.
Let's see. Seven Samurai is superior in every way. Hollywood changed it enough in Mag 7 so they didn't get sued.
Yeah, I mean, Seven Samurai has its own spot,
Oh, Joker Jack, that's cool. This is the coolest way to enjoy dinner, listening to the chat. Well, thanks, man. That's pretty awesome. We try.
Let's see.
Food.
a sequel that I liked better than the original.
Ooh.
A lot of people say Aliens, but I don't agree because Aliens was a different type of movie.
No, Alien. The first Alien is awesome.
The first Alien movie I watched in a theater. I was in the military and decided I wanted some popcorn, so I went to the movie. Didn't care what was on. I wanted the popcorn, and I'm sitting there watching this movie, and I'm watching an actual, honest to God, gothic horror in a science fiction vein, and I'm thinking this is absolutely great because it's a suspenseful movie. It's not your slasher type thing that everybody was used to, and the suspense is building and everything's going on, and you know this thing's going to pop out at any second, and all of a sudden, bam! They hit a crescendo, and that stupid cat jumps out. I jumped about this high out of my seat, realized it was the cat, slumped down, and didn't move the rest of the movie. When the alien, when you finally did see the alien, I went, "Oh, that's cool."
Right. Right. Yeah, it definitely was well crafted in its, audio
and the second. A lot of people like the second movie because it shows a whole bunch of more aliens. But
no, I mean it's different.
Sequel that was better than the original. Predator 2. The second Predator movie.
I like both of those.
But I think the second one was better than the original. I like the original, but I think the second one was better.
X-Men 2. Okay. Magneto busting out of the plastic prison scene. I am sorry. That I remember I was in the theater, and when that happened, I was like one of the only ones that's like, yes! I mean, this guy gets brutally just like blood splattering, the thing going all through his body and just blood just going everywhere. And then just the comment like, never trust a beautiful woman, Mr. Lorien, especially one interested in you. Like, fuck. Oh, I'm sorry. But as you can tell, I really enjoy that scene.
You're passionate about that. I could tell.
If I need to leave, I do apologize. That was totally. Oh my goodness.
No, I think that was a great scene. There was some. The Spider-Man movies are. I do have to say, I thought the second one with the Dr. Octopus, I did like that better than the first movie. I have to say, I thought that was much better CGI. The villain was much better, and it is. I thought that the second Spider-Man movie was better than with Tobey Maguire. But again, some of the scenes they really seem to like nail that CGI of that movie. And then you had the third movie, which was horrible. So, in my opinion, but the whole like Venom, whatever.
What about Back to the Future 2? I don't think it was
that was good too in the future, right? Yeah.
I don't think it was necessarily a. Back to the Future was great for what it was, but I think 2 took it to a whole new level.
Another level. It was almost a continuation of the original movie without. I mean, you could have just watched them both in one long sitting and gone, "Oh, that's cool. That was a good movie."
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like it was one movie broken into 2 parts.
No, I didn't care for the third one in that trilogy. I mean, it was good. Don't get me wrong. I don't know. 2 just. I watched 2 probably more than I did any of the other ones, like the first and the third. Yeah, I apologize about that.
Clerks 2.
Yeah. I'm partial to Clerks 1. I went to high school with.
So am I, but Clerks 2 is actually funnier.
It is funny. I'll give you that. They're both funny. I remember when the guys made Clerks 1, so it's funny. They're from my hometown.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I went to high school with the guy that played Dante.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, it's hard to. Dark Knight. Yeah, I mean, that's arguable. Clerks 2 is hilarious. Yeah. Somebody was saying Empire Strikes Back. That's interesting.
Really did have Ewoks, which I always thought of as fuzzies. There's I think it was H. Beam Piper wrote a book called Little Fuzzies, and then a sequel called Fuzzy Sapiens, and then probably a few more in that line. And I swear, the description for fuzzies is exactly like what an Ewok looks like. They're small creatures. They carry weapons that they call chapodigos because they use them for chopping and for digging. They always have a little pouch off to their side. And doesn't that sound like an Ewok? But the best part is the way they count. 1, 2, 3, 4, mini. If it's over 5, it's mini, mini.
Nice.
You can't use this finger to count because that's your counting finger. You can only use one hand because the other one's a counting finger.
It just says con. So Star Trek 2. That's a good. That's probably the best get. I thought this Star Trek 2 was way better than the motion picture.
Yeah,
I don't agree with this, Joker Jack. I like the original Iron Man much better.
What about
Matter of fact, the first Iron Man movie and the original Captain America from the Marvel universe, those are my two favorite Marvel movies.
Yeah, that original Iron Man's. It's an important movie just for movies in general. Go ahead, Patrick.
what about the second Thor movie?
I didn't like them.
You didn't like the Thor movies?
I liked Ragnarok.
Yeah. The first Thor movie to me was nothing more than an advertisement for the second movie.
Which one was?
Which I wasn't impressed with.
I did like Ragnarok. Wait a minute. Which one? Okay, because the Dark World. Yeah. Okay, never mind.
Dark World. The Dark World definitely was not better than. Now,
Ragnarok.
The Ragnarok was better than the other two combined.
Yeah, that's
like Contest of Champions. It was awesome. And they added in Hela, and I mean, Kate Blanchett as Hela was amazing.
Yeah, that was
and a drunk Valkyrie.
It was great.
Yeah, it was
only thing better than a drunk Valkyrie is Hulk tossing Loki around like a ragdoll and saying,
"It was great,
puny god." In Avengers.
Yeah. Star Trek 2 was epic. No, just looking at some of the con. Yeah, Ewoks. I was gonna say that they were originally supposed to be cannibals and have them be way more vicious, but they ended up just being these little,
cute fuzzies. They were fuzzy sapiens.
Little things, right? Yeah. Yeah, it was awesome.
But if you ever get a chance to find those books, Little Fuzzies and Fuzzy Sapiens, they're definitely worth a read.
Okay. Yeah, Contest of Champions, Planet Hulk, and Ragnarok all into one. I was like,
yeah, but here's the thing, it worked.
They did. It was
unlike when they did Batman v Superman, which didn't work at all.
Yeah, it just kind of didn't gel together there.
Well, Gal Gadot saved the movie. That's all there is to it. Without her, it would have been real garbage instead of mostly garbage.
Frank.
Oh,
I didn't watch Clerks. It cost me $60 in late rental fees, and I still didn't watch it. That's funny.
I do agree with Darth there. Jeff Goldblum as the Grandmaster, he had the look down.
It was perfect.
His acting was just awesome. It was
so funny.
I mean, it was so good. It was,
Yeah, I just wanted to mention Beastmaster.
Beastmaster. Classic.
it's been a while since I've seen those.
Here's another. Did anybody really like the Red Sonja movie other than the actress that portrays Red Sonja?
It's been so long I don't remember. Is that fair?
Brigitte Nielsen just,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I liked her, but she's not a great actress.
It's a tough one, tough role.
I think they have some people now that can play
Yeah.
a player that would be much better.
Yeah, Red Sonja. It just, I don't know. I remember Red Sonja being very just like clunky and just didn't. I don't know. It's just it wasn't really there.
There you go, Darth. That pretty much sums it up right there. It was okay, but nothing to write home about.
Right. Oh, a sequel that was better than the first. Terminator 2.
I like the original Terminator.
Not for me.
I liked it, but I mean,
The second one was awesome.
Yeah.
James Cameron again. Why not? But I like them both. The second one had such just groundbreaking special effects for its time. I remember that and Aliens, James Cameron was just on a roll there.
Going
Right.
away from comic movies, a sequel that I liked better than the original was it was right on the tip of my tongue, and now I can't think of it.
Fell out of your brain.
Yeah, it just fell right out. I'll have to look on the floor to try to find it. I'll think of it when I do. I'll mention it. We're coming up on an hour.
Yeah, that's right.
So I was hoping to have a mystery guest, but he didn't log in. So
Mystery guest didn't show up.
Yeah, he's in the chat, but he didn't show up. I guess he didn't see the Instagram message with his name on it.
paging mystery guest to the front counter, please.
Mystery guest, check your Instagram if you're in the chat.
Oh, he's definitely in the chat. Yes, Superman Returns is strange.
Oh,
but I liked it.
bad superhero movie. Green Lantern.
I liked it.
You did? Okay.
Do you know why?
Why?
That was my Hal Jordan from the 60s.
Okay.
It was nobody else's Hal Jordan, just mine.
How about Deadpool 2 versus Deadpool 1?
The only bad thing I have to say about that is it had Deadpool in it.
I kind of like the second one. It was really funny. I thought.
I didn't see the second one.
Josh Brolin as Cable was pretty funny. It had a quirkiness. It's definitely R-rated, and that's what I kind of dug about.
Did I send it to you, Frank? I thought I sent it to somebody else. But if it was you, then you're welcome to come on in. And that means it was a mystery guest to me too.
Wow, a mystery guest for a mystery.
Mystery guest.
No, that's not who I sent it to.
Not you, Frank.
So much of a mystery, even the host doesn't know.
No, I'm looking at the person that I gave it to.
We don't even know. That's funny.
No, I definitely sent it to somebody. Oh, did I? Oh, I put it on the wrong channel.
Don't.
If you want to come in, Frank, you're welcome to. I wouldn't mind that at all.
I'm gonna grab a
see
coffee.
The other person.
We're at a 1 hour mark. I'm gonna grab a coffee and I will be back. So I hope.
Frank, you're absolutely welcome to come in if you like to.
Hope we have a mystery.
If you don't want
guest
to, that's
when I
fine
come back.
You know, how do I want to say this? Let me make sure I'm not. Okay, yeah, I'm not muted.
My problem is I'm not a Deadpool fan.
I was reading Darce. Kevin Spacey was good as Luther, though. I liked him as Luther. My favorite
The Phantom
version.
That worked. I liked the Phantom movie. It wasn't great, but it was good.
I like the performance, but I don't know. I didn't get the how do I want to say this? I liked Luther from the Justice League animated series, the more serious, sinister, dark Luther, as opposed to kind of like the. I don't want to say he was goofy, but I don't know. There was something about it that I don't know. And don't get me wrong, I love Superman Returns, Brandon Ruth.
Okay, here's the person that was supposed to be our mystery guest.
Okay. I have good.
Apparently, I don't have him as a just standalone on my Instagram, and ended up putting it in a chat that had several people in it.
You know, when I heard that, I'm like, he's gonna make me go in there and look. And I did. I looked at my messages. I'm like, son of a B, it was me.
Well, I mean, if Frank wants to come in, I'm more than
I
happy.
will be glad to have Frank in here too if he wants to come in.
Yeah, come on in, man.
Because he has some good insight that he doesn't share often enough.
Yeah, absolutely.
He has some real good insight. Yeah, I would like to hear some good stuff.
Yeah, but my original plan was to have Diecast as a mystery guest.
If I would have known that earlier.
Yeah, I don't know why, but you've never sent me a personal message on Instagram. That's why I don't have you separate.
Oh, well, I know I followed you.
Yeah.
Did you follow me back?
Probably. I follow everybody back. The only people I don't follow back are those girls that come in and say, hi.
Hi.
Yeah, and that's it.
It's like, you are too hot to be telling me hello, so...
Yeah, I'm not going to even respond with a hi back.
Yeah, I mean, they say hi, and I look at them, and they're young enough to be my daughter's daughter.
Yeah.
No.
And I sit there and I'm
not
like,
going to
nope.
go there. Yeah, it's... Still can't think of the name of that movie. Oh, Karate Kid 2. Better than Karate Kid 1.
You know, I was going to say that, but I was like, I don't know if I should go that route.
I liked Karate Kid 2 much better than 1.
I think we're on movies that are the sequel where the sequel is better than the first. Promiscuous Time Traveler.
Yeah, well, we started with
comics we liked, comics we don't like. So let's get caught up. Diecast, comic that you like.
Comic that I like?
Yeah, that when you first started reading comics, what was one of the ones you liked the most?
Godzilla.
Okay.
Because
That's fair.
that's because I like the movies, and then I saw the comic book, and I mean I was 5 when I first like learned about Godzilla.
So was it a Godzilla comic or was it a Gorgo comic?
It was the Marvel one.
Oh,
It
okay.
was yeah. And then I learned about Gorgo, and then I learned about like as I got older. But yeah,
And now you're learning about all kinds of things.
yeah, I like.
And speaking about learning, I'm going to make a shameless plug here. My video for tomorrow is basically how to get started dry cleaning comics. The very basics, the basic stuff you need that you can buy anywhere.
The dry cleaning.
Yeah, there's several different ways to clean comics. Dry cleaning, wet cleaning, and there's a bunch.
Man,
Yeah.
Since like I always say this, since I got this, right? And then I watched your show this morning.
Thank you, Joker Jack.
Was it this morning? Or was it Patrick's? I was watching Patrick's show that I missed. And you mentioned the soap. I went and bought that too. I'm like,
Follow the instructions.
yeah.
on
You
the
see,
soap.
you did say there, download the PDF and follow how to use it.
I like your shirt, Diecast. That's pretty
Thank
cool, man.
Yeah.
The silver emblem on the black shirt. I need to. I think I might have to.
But mine is a big S.
Yeah, he's got the big one. I was so impressed
I
with
got a
that the
big
first
ass
time.
S.
I might have to get somebody to make me one of those.
Oh, like your Crimson Guard shirt? I remember that video yesterday.
Yes, that is one of a
Or
kind.
last night. I was like, I could just make one too, but it won't be the same as yours.
Right. Real quick, since we're on the subject of shirts, I should have wore this Tuesday's show. This Batman shirt right here. This was purchased at a Spencer's Gifts in 1988. I wore this my first day of high school and my last day of high school. And obviously, I still have it to this day.
Wow.
Rush Hour 2 is better than 1. Yeah, that might be true, but it's still not saying much.
Which one y'all kick me?
So anyway, get back. You said Godzilla. Okay, now your favorite movie
Based on a comic?
based on a comic.
I feel like I said that earlier, but I don't remember now. Now, is it just like we discussed it? Was it have to be a theatrical movie or could it be a TV movie?
Prefer theatrical, but TV would be okay.
Well, my favorite one now or like growing up?
Well, I picked one now.
All right, well, I'm going to go with the same one that I liked growing up because that's the one I like now. Flash Gordon.
Okay. Really? Pulp Hero. But there was a comic book, so that's acceptable. Now, for the flip side of the coin, comic book movie that you don't wish you had never watched.
Wish I never watched.
In your opinion, was the worst ever?
I said that before too, didn't I?
I don't know.
I don't remember either. I just kept commenting.
That's what we're all about here, is putting people on the spot.
Yeah, because I feel like I wrote it before. Now I gotta go look.
Dolph Lundgren's Punisher.
I liked it if it wasn't called The Punisher.
Didn't he not even have the skull shirt?
I didn't have it till I think he had it at the end, in the end battle. But like, the whole movie, he didn't have the skull on the shirt.
All right.
Now, the Punisher they had on the TV shows, he was cool. And he didn't have the skull at first. He added it later.
Yeah.
Oh, wasn't that the guy that played Shane from Walking Dead?
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like
I've
some
never
of the
seen an
worst.
episode of Walking Dead. I've never read a Walking Dead comic. I'm not into zombies.
Oh.
I wonder if that's why I don't get along with a lot of Marvel fans.
Ouch.
That's a joke.
Oh, can it be the worst one in my opinion? But I still like it.
So bad that you like it.
RoboCop 3.
Which one was 3?
Not
The Jet-
based on a comic.
You didn't say that, did you?
Yes, I did. Based on a comic character.
He's over there.
That way.
Hey.
Ow. Oh, so based on a comic.
I came into RoboCop 3.
Yeah, I picked the wrong one.
I know 2 was. Oh man, my brain is really not working.
Try to think, but nothing happens.
I feel like
I've been
there's
having
smoke coming out of my head.
I have a headache again.
All right, does it have to be a theatrical movie? You said no,
I
right?
told you either one. I would prefer theatrical, but TV is fine.
The Justice League movie that was a pilot for the original Justice League show that was aired one time on CBS. It sucked.
They actually aired that piece of crap.
Once.
You know what really got me was they did a pilot for a Wonder Woman TV show, and it was really good.
Before the Linda Carter one?
No, after.
Oh, after?
Was this the one that they?
But they decided not to go with it.
Was
It
this
wasn't horrible. Yeah.
Was this the one where the internet got in an uproar because they put her in pants?
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
That was so stupid.
Well, no, she had like 3 different jobs. She was Wonder Woman. She was the
Yeah.
head of a company, and she did something else.
Yeah.
And that's what they didn't like. But yeah, she wore pants. She wore like a pantsuit, but not as Wonder Woman.
Yes, Joker. Yes.
Well, no, what I said that
Well,
was
no,
Remember.
she had different costumes. But then Linda Carter had like 4 different costumes.
yeah, exactly. But I remember when I say that was stupid, not the pilot, but I'm talking about when the internet got into an uproar. Because I do remember that whole like. I remember being in City of Heroes, which is a game I've talked about quite frequently, and they were talking about it in broadcast in the general chat, and it's like, who cares if she's in pants? I mean, really, this is why we're upset today.
Wait. Darth, how do you have it? They released it?
Oh, there are
Or you got a
dark
bootleg?
places in the internet that you can find it.
Go to some of the Comic Cons. You could get,
Yeah.
almost anything.
Adrian Palicki, that was her name. Yeah, I liked it. But then,
Gal Gadot did so great.
yeah, she's so much better.
Winchester from Mass. It was the Martian Manhunter. Ooh, that's sad.
Yeah, that was like even when they that pilot. The one thing they should have did with that pilot is have John Wesley's ship back as the Flash because it was a CBS show.
Yep.
But they never did it.
Remember, in the CW crossover, they did have him in there.
Yes, I like that. That was it.
That took a very long time to bring him back. And before that, he was actually the father. He was Flash's father.
Yeah. I love the Flash.
They found a reason for him to be in it, which I thought was cool.
Yeah. I love that show. I have that whole series.
Oh, someday I'll have to dig out my 7-Eleven promo for the Flash TV show. I'll see if I can find it. Not right now, but I'll see if I can find it for a future. Maybe we'll showcase the Flash at some point. He was after all considered to be the guy that kicked off the Silver Age. I don't agree with that, but okay.
You know, I don't know if you feel this way, but the Flash TV show with John Wesley Shipp, the way it was filmed, the way it had that feel to it, especially the pilot movie,
yeah,
it made me feel like I was watching the
comic,
the comic and the '89 Batman, the way it was filmed. It had that tone, but I loved the way they did it, and then all the bad guy angles were always like kind of crooked, and it was just
Well, wasn't Burton's 1989 the first like comic book movie where it's like instead of putting the actor in like spandex, it was that body armor type Keaton's bat suit from '89,
the rubber suit.
I do remember like the Flash, that television show had the same mold. It wasn't like just him in a spandex outfit. It was actually like a bodysuit type thing.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it worked. I liked it.
Yeah.
But I like the current, the CW Flash they did too.
Yeah, it's not bad.
I like the CW stuff. I mean, the Supergirl, it's a little. They all can have like their kind of their drama-ish kind of like. Okay, we're dragging the scene on too long. I don't know.
Yep.
Well, my favorite out of the CW is Legends of Tomorrow. That's just fun, you know.
And that's the way it's meant to be.
Tomorrow. Yeah, of course it is.
Yeah.
And my favorite character from Legends of Tomorrow surprised me. It was Captain Cold.
Captain Cole.
Captain Cold. Yes, he's not on it anymore. He was on the first couple of seasons. He was a bad guy for the Flash, and he turned into a somewhat good guy.
Yep.
I'm gonna have to go with the Wave Rider.
Really?
Followed closely by Ray Palmer.
Oh yeah.
And of course, John Constantine.
Yeah, Adam.
John Constantine. Now that he is definitely fun. He is definitely fun.
We can't forget Hawkman.
I don't know.
No, we can't.
He brought like
He died.
Why not?
No.
DC Comics forgot about him. Why can't we forget about him?
But
Poor Hawkman.
Every show he appeared in, he's died. It's so funny.
So okay, so I have got a comic question.
Okay.
Since I just mentioned this, is the Wave Rider from Legends of Tomorrow supposed to be somehow tied to the Wave Rider from Zero Hour?
I don't know.
That's what I think.
But I could see that. I could see it as a thing.
That's the next crossover, I think.
Because the Wave Rider from Zero Hour was able to travel through time. Not have all that promotional Zero Hour stuff, including the cassette that they sent out for retailers to tell you how to promote it. I didn't ever watch it.
You mean like the VHS tape?
Yeah.
See, these guys got everything.
What was that, Chris?
Oh, the book? I just used it to hide my, because, with the Chaos saying.
Batman, Catwoman.
It's the wedding album, I think.
I feel they took liberties in the show, Patrick. Yeah, I mean, as much as I love Legends of Tomorrow, again, it's like the ship's name Wave Rider, and it's an AI. I don't know. I think she's fun. I think when she gets like smart alecky, that's fun. And then when they get the actress to come on to like represent her, I mean that let's call it like it is. It's good eye candy.
Yeah.
But I mean, I love like the I don't know. She's just fun. I mean, as a ship, as the AI, I don't know. I love that. And then of course Ray Palmer. I mean, I don't know if it's because of the actual character of the Atom, or is it Brandon Ruth's portrayal? I'm a big Brandon Ruth fan. What can I say?
Yeah. Well, I mean, his Atom is definitely.
Yeah.
If they ever actually do a Justice League movie using the original Justice League characters from the '60s, I hope they use Brandon Ruth as the Atom.
I mean, when they and I think we're past the spoiler time, but when again,
Galaxy Quest.
that was fun. That was
funny. That movie made me laugh. I've seen it so many times.
Every time it's on, I have to leave it on. It's so good.
Great casting, like good special effects, even though it's a campy movie. I mean, it's funny. Oh yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I didn't think about that, but yeah, the Heavy Metal first movie and the Heavy Metal second movie, they were both awesome movies.
Yeah, they were both good.
Yeah, Heavy Metal and what was it Heavy Metal 2000, right? Yeah.
I've got Sammy Hagar going through my head now. Thanks, whoever said that.
I showed these earlier, Frugal Frank.
Ooh.
Treasury edition that I got from Frank from the auction, and we were just talking some of the Treasury editions are some of the earliest comics that I
Those are neat.
drew as a little boy. I traced and was trying to learn.
Maybe we should do a Treasury edition show.
I'm not sure I understand what that is.
Was the Marvel preview considered the Treasury edition?
No.
Oh, it's the only big book I got.
The Marvel preview was more of a magazine.
I have a question. I don't understand.
Just ask it.
That's
a magazine.
What is a Treasury edition? I don't understand.
It's
okay.
Larger.
It's
larger.
a double. Basically, it's a double-sized comic. If you take two comics and put them like this, that's the size of a Treasury edition.
Okay, I did not know that.
Bigger, yeah.
And this is the comic I was cleaning last night, by the way.
You know, I thought you were cleaning something. I just.
Excuse me, gentlemen.
Yeah, I sometimes clean. When I'm on somebody else's show, I sometimes clean comic books.
I'm like, is he cleaning the book and he's talking about the product? And I'm like, this is cool.
Yeah, but like I said, tomorrow's video, I give very basic rundown on the very basic stuff you need to start cleaning your own comics. And it's all easily available stuff, easy to get. I show you how to do it. Because I'm not cleaning anybody else's comics. I don't care if I could make money off of it. I'm just not going to do that.
Yeah, that's why I buried all my equipment, but I'm digging it all back out because I want to, like, the ones that I want to clean are the ones I want to read because I'm afraid to touch the older ones, and I want to make them all nice and pretty and then read them and then put them back.
Just pay attention to the video because it does address that. You need to, if you're going to clean some comics, you got to start with ones
Ones
that aren't worth anything that you don't care about destroying because you are going to ruin some of them.
Like, do you think that solution, once I read how to do it, will take care of those Usagi book that I showed you?
What was that?
The Usagi book. Remember in the back had those spots?
Yeah.
Do you think that solution might help get rid of those?
It might. It depends on if they're if it's some type of dirt or if it's actually a mold or something like that. In which case it wouldn't. What do we have there, Horizon?
You're thinking, oh, one of those packs. I got one of them.
Yeah.
I'll figure out. I'll do a break and just have fun. We got it.
I bought like 6 or 8 DC 4-packs yesterday, and I have a break dropping on Saturday of them.
Anything? Yeah. Did you open any? Anything good?
I opened every one of them.
Anything good?
I got the new Wonder Woman, Sensational Wonder Woman or something like that. I got 1 and 2 in the same pack.
Nice.
Wow. Are those the new ones that came out, or is it because I haven't seen them before. You showed a little bit of it yesterday, and I was like, oh, I haven't seen those yet. Oh, yeah.
This was on the outside. Deceased #1. I don't know. Cool.
Oh, you got 1 and 2 in the same pack?
Yeah. And I got a Deceased 7.
Oh, wow.
Cool.
All right. Do your break, Horizon.
That's cool. This one's got a little bit of could probably press it. I don't know that book.
Yeah, that was a good run. It was a nice read.
Yeah, that's what everybody told me, but I didn't find out about it until it was like issue
like a
4
few
or
of
5.
these.
So.
Doomsday Clock.
I'm probably the only person that liked that.
No, I did.
But Doomsday Clock is important because
It is.
Doomsday Clock rolls into Batman Metal, which rolls into Batman Death Metal, which rolls into Future State.
One.
Oh yeah, I have like 30 of them. I mean, a
great
couple
cover though. Fun cover.
I got a couple of 96s today.
Right here too. I got one too.
Yeah, they must just be in a lot of the packs.
Yeah.
I got #1 today.
No, #1 of what?
Heroes in Crisis. That was in one of the packs.
Oh, nice.
This is a cool.
Oh yeah. That's the City of Bane storyline. That was a good story too.
And it's a double size one. Cool.
Well, the newer Batman comics are actually really good. It's just I'm not really collecting Batman.
That's interesting.
I know.
Curse of the White Knight Batman? I don't know that.
Yeah, I know. These are ones you got in your pile already.
Another Doomsday Clock.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my era.
Oh, nice.
And then the Charleston. Oh, Suicide Squad. Is that the new Suicide Squad?
No, I think I have a new Suicide Squad.
#1, yeah. Cool cover.
See, I only got a couple of them.
Yeah, right.
Yep. Wait, I accidentally picked up Metal Men 1.
Oh, nice. That's Metal #1.
The Wonder Woman cover.
Yep.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I don't have that, I don't think.
And then the last one was on the outside. Oh, and then the other Wonder Woman. 61. Hey, man. Always happy with.
That's the new Suicide Squad #1. Infinite Frontier.
Yeah.
Oh, I like your shirt, Horizon. That is way cool, man.
Thanks, dude.
That is way cool.
I love it because no matter how much I wear it, it still looks about the same because it's like newsprint. But when I stand there, when I'm at a Comic-Con and people look up at me and then they see
Galactus, that's only fitting. It's only fitting.
Like,
because you're what?
Can I help you?
You're like what, 6'4", right? Tower over everybody.
That's in your pile too, Chaos.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got 4 books already for you. You told me to put it on the side.
Sometimes I say that and it's a joke, and sometimes I'm serious.
Well, I know these ones are serious. It's a Charleston book.
Oh yeah, those are the old Charlton Bullseye. I definitely want those. I like my Charlton. Yep, Billy the Kid.
And then it was the adventure comics you said you didn't have.
Yeah. Now here's the thing about westerns. I'm buying all of these westerns, and the westerns are the next frontier because people are running out of things to collect that aren't super expensive.
That was it. That was my. There's always seems to be about 5 or 6 decent comics, and then there's like 4 that are just toss or whatever, you know.
Well, it's 10 o'clock. I said about an hour and a half.
Oh,
I'm kind of running out of things to say.
I got my I got those art prints that I was telling you about finally came in. If you wanted me to show you real quick, I got the Thing concept art and cover sketch cover of Amazing Spider-Man with the Hulk on it.
Okay.
McFarlane.
Yeah, you can
Yeah,
show those real quick.
Yeah, let me go grab them.
By Horizon.
Did he log off or did he kill?
I think he got, because
He might have gotten booted. I don't know.
I think so, because notice there was the scrolly scroll.
Yeah. Well, it comes back. I'll bring him back in.
All right.
We might go a few more minutes because I want to see what he's talking. What?
And
If
now
he
we
was
have
talking
our
about-
diecast, the diecast layer.
I didn't realize how big these were either.
Oh wow.
That's cool.
Oh wow.
Right?
Mhm. I like that one.
And then I've been waiting for this one. I don't know if this is concept art for John Carpenter's The Thing.
Oh wow.
Oh, you need to get that framed.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
I definitely need to get this framed.
I mean,
For
the
sure.
other one too, but that one more so.
Yeah.
Because this is the concept art. This isn't even what he used, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I
That's
saved
why
it.
you need to get it framed, sir.
Yeah. But that's beautiful.
Atlas Stash is in the other room. Besides, I did a whole video on showing all the Atlas comics I had.
And I can't really tell if this is actually real because it looks like he erased some spots are erased.
It might be a print.
Yeah, it's just really I like it. It needs to be put in a frame for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
And this one too. This one's got some spots on it, but this one definitely.
Yeah, but you'll want them properly matted so that it doesn't get damaged.
Matted as like a backer board.
Well, no, there's you regular mat. Well, you can always come back in Horizon.
Yeah,
because you didn't get a chance to say where you're going to be and what you're going to be doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on back in, man.
Yeah, come on back in so we can do the end game of the show.
Ooh,
Oh,
ouch.
Yeah, thanks, Horizon. And Joker, yeah, dude, like I got so much wall space now. Like those movies are gonna get put away, and I'm gonna have that wall open. I'm gonna put so much art up on the walls.
I'm thinking January or February of last year, BK.
Then I forgot I had this too. Anyone remember that?
Awesome.
I don't know what
I
the
have
number
to
is.
use over
The
here.
number means something. I don't know,
No.
but it's
I have a Justice Rider sketch from J.H. Williams III that of the Wonder Woman from Justice Riders, and it's on an envelope, and inside the envelope is the autographed copy of Justice Riders by
Oh,
Mick
wow.
Gray and J.H. Williams III.
I don't even think this has been opened. But I could be wrong. Oh no, that's the tape. Yeah. I don't know. It says it comes with 6 giant-sized 6x9 black and white trading cards of the first 5 issues, including the 2 versions of issue number 1. 6 regular sized 2.5 by 3.5 full color trading cards of the 6 covers in the press sheet form, and then something else signed by Todd. But limited to 5,000 sets, and this one's 544.
Oh, that's good.
I didn't even know these existed.
Okay, well, Horizon's back. Let's go ahead and where are we going to find you, Diecast? What do you got planned for the next week?
The next week, my Monday night show. Like,
Okay.
Usually it's every Monday, 9 p.m. till sometimes 11, sometimes a little bit more. Depends on who comes in. It's usually me and Darth, and then Patrick jumps in, and then you jump in at the second hour. So it's like just.
Well, I get home late. What can I do?
Yeah, that's cool. And then we just talk about our pickups for the weekend, and if we got anything for the weekend, and then we show off whatever we got. And then second hour, we usually pick a topic and talk about that.
Okay. Any last words?
Like I always say, if you don't like what you're doing, then don't do it.
Okay. Put the next person on the spot. And where are we going to be finding you this week?
I'm usually around somewhere. I believe Tuesdays and Thursdays I'm with you kind gentlemen. I appreciate you having me. Monday I do try to make an appearance on Diecast. As far as my own show, I have been trying to do Sunday nights, 12 a.m. 12 a.m. on Sunday nights. I haven't solidified Wednesday night yet, but I think that's going to be I think the concrete's going to settle on that. So Late Night Live with Patrick Murphy, if you want to check it out.
Well, I ordered the truck for you to put down the concrete.
We thank you, kind sir. Tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If not in, at least I'll be a part of this gentleman down here. His auction is going to be 10 p.m. Tomorrow night. He's going to have some cool stuff. My man Horizon always brings some cool stuff to the table. That's right. Gee, that sounds like a commercial. I don't know where I've heard that before. But I just, I pop in and out at random chats at times. So be good not only to each other, but most importantly, be good to that person staring back at you every single day. That's all I got, ladies and gentlemen.
And Horizon Picks.
It's me. I'm back. Hello.
I get the feeling you're going to be somewhere tomorrow night.
Oh my God! I said it before you did. I'm so sorry. Oh, I stole the thunder. I'm kicked off this. I'm not going to be around, guys.
Right, I'm out then. We'll talk to them.
Oh no.
No, it's the avatar for you.
We need the official. We need the official word from Horizon Picks.
No, it's all right. That's cool. I put it in the chat. Everybody, tomorrow night on my channel, 10 o'clock Eastern. Doing an auction, doing my thing. We're going to bring some different stuff out, hoping maybe some of the comic book community could come over. I think we're going to be doing some comics, some toys, some collectibles. These gentlemen here certainly invited to come on if you like, sell stuff, be part of it, hang out, nerd out. We'll see how that goes, but I definitely have some stuff put aside for tomorrow night. So,
and you're going to send me to the StreamYard link, unlike the auctions you do before my show, right?
Yes, I will. I will send it to you. Yes, nothing like being put on the spot, but yes, I will.
Last words.
Just, hey, be excellent. Tomorrow's Friday, guys. Enjoy your weekend. Hope to see you tomorrow night, and be excellent to each other. That's all I got to say. It's great.
Well, I guess that means it's my turn. And I've got a video dropping tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock a.m. Central Time, which is 11 o'clock Eastern. It's about the very basics of cleaning comics, dry cleaning, using erasers and stuff like that. This is stuff that you can pick up anywhere they sell stationery or office supplies or even school supplies. So you might want to check that out and see if maybe that's something you want to try to get into. Then at 10 p.m. on Friday, if someone remembers to send me the link, I hope to offer a few things, not just comics, but some other things as well, on the auction Friday night. And then Saturday morning, that big stack of comics I had a few minutes ago, all that new stuff, I show each one as I broke it open, which I already recorded the video and dropped it. So that is definitely going on at 10 o'clock Saturday morning. Sunday, I might show up sometime during the day live. I don't know. I will most likely join Mr. Murphy on his Sunday night show. I usually do. In the meantime, don't forget, before you handle your comics, your collectibles, your toys, your games, whatever you fancy, whatever you're into, make sure you wash your hands. It's good for your comics, good for your toys, good for your health. And with that being said, bye everyone.